What's the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Leaving Gymshark.
Welcome to episode 2 of building Gymshark into a 100-year brand, where we show you everything that's going on here at the business. It's been an absolutely non-stop month here.
Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage, 6-time Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead.
We did a Miami Lift the City event this month, and it was by far the busiest event that we've ever done. I was blown away by just how massive the event was. I know every time we say that it's bigger and better than before, but it just really was. And I was a bit nervous because we did Miami last year, we then went to New York, and then we came back to Miami, and I thought, were we coming back too soon? I sort of pushed the team on it, and they said, no, I think there's a massive opportunity for us to go back and do the event even bigger and better than last year. And yeah, they were completely right. It was incredible. By far the highest attendance numbers that we've ever had. The product was so well received with all the exclusives that we did. The athletes absolutely loved it. Cbum was at the event, and the turnout to see him was just mind-blowing. As soon as he walked in the room, it's just like everything went quiet. Everyone was staring at him. Phones came out trying to record him, and overall it was just a brilliant event.
Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage, 6-time Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead. Founder and CEO of Gymshark, Mr. Ben Francis. Chris, you won Mr. Olympia 6 times, you cultivated a community of over 20 million followers on social media, and you've captured the hearts and minds of pretty much anyone who's ever stepped foot in a gym. Ben, you started off as a pizza boy who had a dream to build the first ever gym brand, and in doing so, you created Gymshark. I think it's safe to say people consider you both pretty successful. So my first question is, what's the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Leaving Gymshark.
Oh, that was an incredible answer.
Any mistake I made was from listening to outside influences rather than my own heart. In a way, that was why I left Gymshark, I think. And then coming back, talking to you guys, starting a business of my own, seeing what you two have built, how Ben built the brand, what you guys stand for and everything, I was like, wow. I was so much more impressed by what you guys had done. And it felt like it was right in my heart to come back to you guys. And it was like a full circle moment for me to really just do whatever the hell I wanted to do in my life rather than outside opinions, you know?
Ben, same question. Biggest mistake you've ever made?
Every mistake I have made is probably when I sort of ignored my gut instinct. Anyone that's running a business, no matter how big or small, has to get really comfortable with failure and public failure, and then being able to bounce back from that failure incredibly quickly. So for me, it's just about observing the mistake, accepting the mistake, and just instantly changing action, changing course. And again, if you think about Gymshark, we almost lost our way sort of 3, 4, 5 years ago because we were just saying yes to so many things. And then I think we observed that, we recognized it, and we said, no, we're going to focus on doing one thing really well, and that's building the best gymwear that we possibly can.
Let's just orient ourselves where we are. We're here at Range Review for the season.
The objective is to ensure our brand represents the full gym community.
That we really want to focus on for Autumn Winter 25.
We do a range review for each season, and range review is basically us as a group looking at all the product that we're going to launch in a season, and that's all the continuation of the product that we know and love, whether it's like the Vital products or Power, but it's also all the new product that we're bringing to market, the new innovations, the things that we're really excited about. And to have everyone in one room looking at the range in its entirety is really great. It's the best range review we've ever done. It's quite a complicated meeting to run. There's so many moving parts. You want to get all your samples ready. You want everyone in the business to really understand the product, you know, long before it actually launches. So it was a great meeting, and it went really well.
This event is an example of how far Gymshark's come, right? Like, this is the most incredible fitness event that I've ever been to. I've certainly never seen a single brand pull off something like this. So what's next for Gymshark? Because it seems like the brand is already on top of the world, the biggest gym brand there is out there. What's next?
I think we need to do more of these events. Oh, that's good. So I'd love to do more. And then talking about the stores we opened up in the UK, I'd really like to open some stores in the US. I don't know.
If we open some stores in the US, do you think that's a good idea?
So this month we've also announced Bond Street in New York, which will be our American flagship, which will be brilliant. I'm well excited for that. We've been talking about that for quite a while. Last year we were in New York and we saw the space and we just fell in love with it. It's such a cool building in I guess like an iconic part of New York. As soon as we saw it, I knew in my head, I was like, fuck, it's done. I don't even see anything else. What we want. Corner, best street, perfect, nice size, done. It's similar to Regent Street. It's going to be a really nice mix of, you'll get the best of Gymshark product, but you'll get the best of a Gymshark experience as well. Given what we're trying to do in the US and the incredible growth we've seen there in the last few years, I think it's absolutely the right thing for us to have that flagship there. And I feel like so much of my experience growing up has been in the US. Gymshark is a British business, but it feels like we're in many ways an American business as well, just because of how much goes on over there for us and how important it is. I think to have a flagship in New York is really important. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. We've got a store in the UK in a place called Vista, and we ran it just basically as a pop-up for a period, and it went really well. So we've now moved down the way slightly, and we've got now a sort of a permanent store set up. So we're just trying to continue to work out how we really make retail work for us. We are working at the moment on a video that just talks about Gymshark's retail story as well. We're such an online business. I think it's quite cool to be able to tell that story of what we're doing in retail as well. We were looking in Miami, interestingly, at some potential locations for stores and things like that, and that was really productive. I think we've got some really cool ideas of what we can be doing in Miami as well. Sorry, I'm still jet lagged from Miami. That's the problem. When did you come back? Ages ago. It was like a week ago. For some reason, I'm still knackered.
No, you've created one of the biggest companies out of the UK. How do you deal with that, always wanting more, but at the same time trying to be present?
The thing for me that's really important, so work is chaos. I'm sure you guys have exactly the same thing, right? You could be anywhere in the world, there's so much going on, and you could be in a customer-facing event, you could be in the business itself, you could be with manufacturers, building products, or in your supply chain, and there's just always so much going on. The thing that personally really helps me is having a real solid, consistent foundation in family life. So my wife, we've got 3 little boys, 2 dogs. Our home life is super consistent, chill, and stable. And I think that really, really helps me. I think if that wasn't anywhere near as stable, I think I'd really struggle.
You guys both have like incredible women in your life. I think that's a huge part of why you've been so successful. So to be honest, there's no real question here. I just wanted the whole room to give a little bit of appreciation for Robin, Francis and Courtney as well, because I think those two deserve a lot of credit for why these guys are here.
It's quite cool because my granddad came into the office as well the other day, and he's the person that I first ever worked with through work experience.
I'm trying to pull out themes of the success that you've both had, and this family theme is definitely a huge thing with both of you.
For me, massively. So again, going back to my granddad, he's only a one-man band, right? But he had to risk everything that he has to start his business. So when you're 14 and you're working in the factories with him and hearing stories like that, you realise that his risks were so much bigger than mine. So I felt this freedom to take risks, knowing that my risk was only my hourly rate at Pizza Hut. Going back to family, I think for me it was massive, it was fundamental, and I think it's so much of the reason that I'm fortunate enough to do what I do today.
Ben never says he can't, like me, he always says he can. So can't doesn't exist, you know. It's the same as I say to my wife regularly, there's no such thing as a problem, everything's an adventure. So just turn it round, adventure, that's what we've got today, adventure.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I think there's more for us to do with this series, and I think the more that we can show behind the scenes, I think the feedback has been really strong. People really love to see it, but I think it's important for me to really show what's going on with the business. One, because a lot of people are interested in it, and two, many of you guys that are building your own business, I think it's quite cool for you to see what it's like to run a business like Gymshark, or even just to be a part of it. We're thinking constantly about the long term. My dream is that the business lasts longer than I do. I want to build something that really stands the test of time. And I think that's important for 2 things. One, it gives you context as to when we're making certain decisions, we're thinking on a 10, 20, 30 year horizon, not a 2 or 3 year horizon. But it also means that then as you're investing your time in the business, you can see that it is a long-term opportunity. It's not just something that, again, will just be around for a few years and then disappear as many other brands do. And I think that's really cool, by the way, for us, because I really want this to be like an iconic local brand. Noel talks a lot about us becoming being the gym brand, and I think we're absolutely doing that.
Ladies and gents, please put your hands together for 6 times Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead, and the creator of Gymshark, Ben Francis.